After I punched my wife's brother for pouring hot spaghetti on my head at the family reunion, everyone ignored me, even my wife. You should take every insult and apologize, she said. Instead of apologizing, I bought a one-way ticket to Hawaii. 5 minutes later, I received 315 desperate messages and calls. Look, I know how this sounds, but hear me out. Because what happened at my wife's family reunion changed everything. I'm David, 29, and I'd been married to Rachel for 5 years. Her family, pure old money, country clubs, designer everything, the works. Me, I grew up normal, Target shopping, public schools, the whole deal. They never let me forget it either. The reunion was at this fancy barn venue. You know the type, rustic but expensive. The whole family was there. Uncle Richard in his $1,000 blazer, Aunt Patricia dripping in gold jewelry, and Rachel's brother Connor, who'd hated me since day one. I sat at the long table trying to be invisible while they talked about their ski trips and wine tastings, stuff that cost more than my monthly salary. I just sipped water and stayed quiet like always. That's when Connor stood up. He grabbed the huge bowl of spaghetti marinara. I thought he wanted seconds, but then I saw that look in his eyes. The same look he had at our wedding when he accidentally made me trip during the father-daughter dance. Before I could move, he dumped the entire bowl on my head, scalding hot marinara and noodles everywhere, down my face, soaking my shirt, burning my scalp. The whole room went silent. Then Connor started laughing, not just chuckling, but full belly laughs at my humiliation. Everyone joined in. Aunt Patricia covered her mouth, but her eyes were bright with excitement. Uncle Richard shook his head like boys will be boys, and Rachel, she just looked disappointed. In me, not in her brother who just assaulted me with Italian food. Something inside me snapped. I stood up, pasta falling off me like confetti, and punched Connor square in the jaw. He went down hard, taking a chair with him. The silence that followed was deafening. Aunt Patricia rushed to Connor, shrieking about doctors. Uncle Richard muttered about keeping things civil, and Rachel, still sitting there, staring at me like I'd committed murder. I walked out, found Rachel on the porch. You need to apologize, she said, dead serious. You embarrassed us. You know how Connor is. He poured hot food on my head, I said. She shrugged, actually shrugged. You should take every insult and apologize. Uncle Richard was going to bring you into his business, but after tonight, she shook her head. If you don't go back in there and make this right, don't bother coming home. I stood there, marinara still dripping, and made a choice. I drove to a gas station, pulled out my phone, and booked a one-way ticket to Honolulu, leaving in 5 hours. $1,500 I didn't really have, but I didn't care anymore. 5 minutes after I hit purchase, my phone exploded. 315 messages and calls. Rachel, Connor, Aunt Patricia, Uncle Richard, everyone. Where are you? You're having a breakdown. We need to talk. Come back immediately. I turned off my phone and drove to the airport. Hawaii was everything my old life wasn't. I rented a cheap place near the beach and started doing website design for local businesses. Real people with real problems who treated me like an actual human being. I made friends. Real friends who liked me for me. 3 months later,